And joining us this evening on India Today is Dr. Kunal Sarkar, eminent heart surgeon, joining us from Kolkata. We also have Radhika Khera of the BJP. We'll have Anirban Banerjee, political analyst, also joining us in just a short while from now. Dr. Sarkar, I'd like to begin with you because 20 plus days since the horrific rape and murder that took place at the RG Kaur hospital, sir, you've got 4 incidents of molestation reported in a matter of 24 hours, and 2 of those have again happened in hospitals in Bengal. Does that concern you, that clearly there's a need to focus on safety of medical personnel and of patients in some cases in these hospitals? There's just not adequate security.
Well, I think, we've got to separate these incidents slightly differently. One is that, look, I really don't give much credence to the fact that whether Kolkata is more safe or less safe, because I think it has also got to do with how many of these things are reported, how many of these FIRs are made. And for people like ourselves who've seen all the cities in the country, I don't think we are hugely different from one another by any means. The second point is you see that the public grief, the public angst, the public outrage today is basically concerning the fact that in the first week that followed 9th of August, possibly every blunder that could have been made was made A by the state administration and B by the police investigating the crime. I feel very sorry for the police, who are a very competent group of people most of the times, whether it was under political duress, whether it was under political influence, or because the people on ground were grossly incompetent and not really equal to or trained to handle a situation like this. Honestly, if we start enumerating the lapses in the investigation, you would probably require 3 shows like this.
Now, do you
And
also
what was
believe, Dr. Sarkar, with the questions that have come up in that particular case in RG Kaur Hospital, that today when we report on other such cases, there are questions that are immediately raised to the police. Can they handle it? Will they ensure justice? What will happen if something like what happened at RG Kaur Hospital again comes up? Do you think that now there's a trust deficit with the Kolkata police or the Bengal police?
with a very heavy heart, I've got to admit, and with a lot of sadness, I've got to answer your question and say yes, because our police force, which was really quite, as good as bad as any police force in the country. But these poor people, if you look at the local media, the local television right now, every 3 or 4 hours, there is some goof up, there is some photograph, there is some sort of graphic proof of the fact that the basic essentials of the investigation were not followed.
Yeah.
And there is a huge trust deficit. There is a huge disbelief in the community. Why are people taking to the streets? Because people identify and feel that this could be happening in my son's or daughter's institution.
So true, yeah.
If this can happen in a largest medical college with thousands of people in the middle of the night, why would it not happen in any other institution where a boy, where a girl would be absolutely vulnerable and at the mercy of some of these politically sponsored rogues? Behind all this is the cartelization, the political rogues that has been let loose on our institutions.
You've made some very pertinent points, Dr. Sarkar. I'd like to bring in Anirban Banerjee, political analyst on this broadcast. Anirban, not sure if you heard really what Dr. Sarkar has said, but he says that essentially with what's happened in the RG Kaur hospital case, there is a trust deficit with the Kolkata police. And today we're talking about 4 incidents of molestation being reported in a matter of 24 hours, 2 of those happening in hospitals in Bengal.
Look, first of all, it is not just about policing, because security in these cases, if you consider the RG Kaur incident itself, the insinuation or the allegations are that a section of the doctors are actually involved. Whether true or false, I do not know. But this is the insinuation from the doctors themselves, that there might have been the complicity of people who are themselves doctors.
No, but that's not established in any investigation just yet.
Therefore, no.
That's not established just yet in any
Sorry?
investigation,
No,
Anirban.
can I make a point over
No,
here?
no, absolutely
I'll
not
come to you, Dr.
established.
Sarkar. Let
Absolutely
Anirban
not
just finish.
established.
Yeah.
As I said, it is a mere insinuation and allegation from the doctors themselves, the doctors who are protesting, and rightly so.
No,
They
and
are
Dr.
rightly protesting
Okay,
about many
I'll just quickly let Dr. Sarkar respond to that, and then I'll bring in Radhika Khera, who's been so patiently waiting. Dr. Sarkar.
It is completely immaterial whether they were doctors, street dancers, cooks, tailors, whatever. What was important is to investigate the procedure, what happened, the post-mortem, the cremation, the investigation. Not one step was taken in a logically validated manner. Doctors can be. Has doctors not committed crimes before? They will probably commit crimes even after that.
No,
Therein comes
very valid point.
therein comes
Anirban,
the propriety.
who the accused is doesn't matter. The problem is that the accused has to be nabbed, has to be identified.
Absolutely. Whether we are doctors,
Okay, may I respond to that?
Yeah, Anirban.
the point.
May I respond to that?
Go ahead.
Yeah, the point is, yes, of course, they have to be nabbed, they have to be investigated. But right now, we are entering the 23rd day since the investigation was taken up by the CBI. In the first 4 days of the Kolkata police, you might point fingers at them. They might have done many things wrong. I will accept everything for argument's sake. But today is the 23rd day since the CBI has taken over. How many questions have the CBI been asked by not only Dr. Sarkar himself, but each one of the protesting doctors, the media people, the politicians, everyone? The CBI is in charge right now, 23rd day of the investigation. We have got no answers from the CBI. You are criticizing the Kolkata police only because they actually did press conferences and answered all the questions the media asked. Right, wrong, that is a separate issue. The CBI has not even cared to face the media till now. Everything we are getting is quote-unquote from sources. Nobody knows how reliable those sources are. This cat and mouse game must end here. We want concrete answers. If anybody from the Kolkata police had done anything wrong, let the CBI haul them up, no problems.
Okay.
But we want logical, concrete, tangible answers. We want the killers to be tried before a trial court as soon as possible.
Okay, Radhika Khera, your response to that. Anirban saying essentially that the Kolkata police constantly being targeted, but no questions being asked of the CBI here.
Good evening to everyone.
Good evening.
See, Mamta Banerjee's reign has turned West Bengal into a nightmare for women. Within just 24 hours, like you were showing, 4 horrific cases of molestation have surfaced, each one more disturbing than the last. From the brutal attack on a mentally ill woman in Malda to the terrifying incident at the Howrah hospital, where a minor girl was assaulted in a CT scan room. Bengal's daughters are under siege. And where are Mamta Banerjee's allies today? Where are the Congress spokespersons, and where is Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Vadra, who so loudly champion women's safety? Their silence is actually deafening the entire country. All women are waiting. Mahila Nyay, talking about Daro Mat, talking about Ladki Hu Lad Sakti Hu. Everyone is silent. Even Akhilesh Yadav is silent. The Tejasvi Yadav family is silent. Why? Why is everyone silent on this issue?
No,
Why
but
is
the
no one
Gandhis
talking?
did condemn and also pulled up, said very clearly if there's a cover-up, that too should be exposed.
After 5 days after the entire incident, Rahul Gandhi woke up from his deep slumber on the 14th at 4 p.m., wrote a long tweet, and not once did he mention Mamta Banerjee or the TMC. Not once did he say, Mamta Didi, aapke naam mein to Mamta hai, thodi to Mamta dikhaiye. In Dinhata, a first-year student was locked in the toilet by a TMC thug for daring to refuse to attend a rally. It is a scene straight out of a Taliban playbook. This is what the women of West Bengal are facing day in and day out. And here they are going all guns blazing at the CBI. Boss, you did everything to destroy every bit of evidence that was there at Arjikar Hospital. You ensured that the minute the court ordered the CBI inquiry, you started doing a drama of construction in the next door room. That at midnight, when the whole country was, at the stroke of midnight hour, we were talking about what were we talking about on 14th August midnight? And what was happening in West Bengal? The doctors were brutally being attacked by a mob which was led by the goons of TMC.
Okay.
And they destroyed every evidence at
Anirban,
Arjikar Hospital in the room.
Anirban, would you like to respond particularly towards...
Let me complete.
Yeah.
I was waiting for my turn
Sure,
very
sure.
patiently.
Okay.
Let me complete. And it is very shameful that at a time when the entire nation should be standing together, the entire opposition should be asking Mamta Didi a question. Ki, boss, why are women unsafe in your state?
Okay.
And you are the chief minister, you are the home minister, and you are the health minister. Women are not safe even in a hospital going for doctors, so chodi, even the patients are not safe. This is nothing short of a disgrace.
Anirban, would you want to respond to that? You know, Bengal was considered to be one of the safest states for women. And now we're talking about 4 incidents of molestation in 24 hours. Some of these happening in hospitals, some of these involving minors.
Bengal is still the safest state in the entire country for women, and I say that with all the confidence that I have in my own people from this state, because Madam Khera belongs from a party which officially stands by convicted gang rapists. They actually garland them, they applaud them as if they have done something wonderful. Remember the Bilkis Bano matter, where the Supreme Court had to intervene and send those culprits back to jail? Both the Gujarat BJP government and the India BJP government put together, they came together and released them. And after that, the BJP people garlanded them as if these are warriors, war heroes. So this is the kind of culture the BJP believes in. I don't want to get into the examples of Hathras and Unnao and Kathua and Badlapur, etc., etc. Because there's really no state in our country or even the entire world where there's incident-free areas where nothing happens. I wish that there were areas where nothing happens.
I don't want to get into this whole. I don't want to get into this whole your rape versus my rape. You know, we will treat it differently in another state. We'll treat it differently in our own state. Anirban, quite simply,
there is only one party that officially supports gang rapists.
No, but when you talk about so many incidents of attacks on women, then there will be questions asked of the Trinamool Congress as well.
No, of course, you will ask the present government every type of questions that you want to, but I want to mark the difference between the BJP and other parties.
Okay.
Every party, when in government, has done something wrong or they have lacked somewhere or the other. But no party has done something like what the BJP have done. Look at Brij Bhushan Saran Singh. These people are talking about...
I don't have much time. So quickly, Radhika Khera, your response, and then I'll bring in Dr. Sarkar for a closing comment. Radhika Khera, your response.
You know, if Mr. Banerjee wants to get into Tera Rape, Mera Rape, I can list out a list of things that have happened only in West Bengal. I don't need to go to the India Alliance states. Let's talk about Suzette, the rape case of Suzette, where TMC, which happened in West Bengal, and Mamta Banerjee. Naam Mamta hai, but zero Mamta that woman has. And what did she say? Suzette's character kharab hai, isliye uska rape hua. This is the shameful arrogance of the chief minister, who is the only woman chief minister in the country. And this is disgraceful. It's time for Mamta Banerjee to stop her charade, resign and apologize to every single woman in the West Bengal, every single woman in the country whose lives have been shattered under her watch. This is disgraceful. That when you're asking them and when they're answerable, they're saying, idhar ye hua, udhar wo hua. Is this why a doctor was taken?
All right. Dr. Sarkar, just quick 10-20 seconds to you, Dr. Sarkar.
Ma'am, on your show, it is a request from one of the very helpless citizens of the country that the worst possible disservice you could do to any state, to any city, is to recourse to this political blame game and political whataboutery. Because this is what we have done in every single instances of rape and public wrong. And that is why we have limped and lamed our law and order mechanism. So stand with the people. People have a conscience, people have a voice, and they are speaking out today.
You put it perfectly, Dr. Sarkar. I think it's a great note to end this show on, that we keep politics aside. We focus on really how we can better in this kind of a situation where we're talking about rapes and molestations happening. And perhaps that's the only focus that we should have. Dr. Sarkar, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you to Radhika Khera and Anirban Banerjee also for joining us on this broadcast.